Hi, my name is Patrick Reagan. Welcome to Mobile Devices, where you can go in depth of mobile devices, including smartphones. In Part 1, Characteristics, Provisioning, and Connections covers wireless and cellular data networks, subscriber entity module or SIM, Bluetooth, cell phone IDs, and mobile hotspots. If you're preparing for the A+ exam, stick around. I included some practice questions toward the end to help you test your knowledge. If this video helps you out, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel so you don't miss what's next. Smartphones are powerful all-in-one mini computers, fast, lightweight, durable, and built for life on the go. They feature responsive touchscreens, high-resolution cameras for photos and video, and facial recognition for secure access. With connectivity to the internet and personal or corporate networks, smartphones let you text, make calls, navigate with GPS, and more, all from your pocket. Tablets offer similar capabilities in a larger format, combining touchscreens, cameras, microphones, and ports for added flexibility. Wearable devices like smartwatches, fitness trackers, smart glasses, and headsets take integration to the next level, blending technology seamlessly into daily routines. The two most common smartphones are based on Android and Apple iOS iPhones. Another operating system worth mentioning is Windows, which can be found on some tablets. As phone has grown in popularity, so has the list of endless mobile accessories. Some include headsets, VR headsets, speakers, gamepad, mobile docking station, credit card reader, magnetic card reader, special cases to protect the phones, and extra battery packs. A subscriber entity module or subscriber identification module, or SIM card, is a small integrated circuit or IC that securely stores your international mobile subscriber entity or IMSI and the key used to authenticate you on mobile networks. It authenticates a user's entity on a mobile network. It carries the essential data needed to connect to a device to cellular services. Essentially, it's a digital fingerprint that lets carriers know who you are and grants access to their services. One handy feature, you can pop your SIM card out and use it in another compatible phone, taking your number, carrier information, and contact list right along with it. Contents of a SIM card include the ICCID or Integrated Circuit Card Identifier, which is a unique serial number of the SIM card, the IMSI or International Mobile Subscriber Entity, which is a global unique ID used to identify a subscriber on a mobile network, authentication and ciphering data, which is used for secured network access and encrypted communications, temporary network information that tracks current local network details for smooth connectivity, service directory, which is a list of subscribed mobile services available to the user, and security credentials, including PIN, which is your personal identification number that protects the SIM from unauthorized use, and the PUK, or personal unblocking key, which unlocks the SIM if the PIN is entered incorrectly too many times. To remove a SIM, you only need a small paper clip or the SIM removal tool that Apple includes with some iPhone models. Finding the SIM on your iPhone, unfold a paper clip so that one end of it is longer than the rest. Insert the end of the paper clip into the tiny hole next to the SIM. Press, but not too hard, until the SIM card tray pops out. Remove the tray, then remove the SIM card from the tray. Embedded SIM, or eSIM, is a digital version of the SIM card built directly into the newer smartphones and devices. Instead of inserting a physical card, you activate a cellular plan remotely through software, or no swapping and no fuss. Why it matters? No need to insert or remove cards. Activate cellular plans remotely. Supports multiple eSIM profiles, which you can store up to 8 or more. Use 2 phone numbers on a single device, such as your work and personal numbers. And helps manufacturers design slimmer and more durable devices. However, it requires carrier and country support, which is not yet universally available. Here's a table comparing the eSIM with the physical SIM. The eSIM is embedded within the device, while the physical SIM is inserted into a SIM slot. Different from physical SIM, eSIMs can store multiple profiles and have dual numbers. Since eSIM is tied to a device, it is harder to switch on some devices, while it's easier to move physical SIM on unlocked phones. Here is a table describing the various cell phone IDs. The International Mobile Equipment Identity, or IMIE, is used to identify a unique number for the phone itself, which can be used to help block stolen or unauthorized phones. The Integrated Circuit Card Identifier, or ICCID, is a 19 or 20-digit number that identifies the SIM. The International Mobile Subscriber Entity, or IMSI, is 14 or 15 digits to identify the mobile subscriber, which is used to authenticate access to the network. The Mobile Station International Subscriber Directory Number, or MSISDN, is the actual phone number tied to the SIM, including the country code, that enables others to call or text the device. To find your IDs on an Apple iPhone, open Settings and click General About. To find your IDs on Android phones, open Settings, About, Status. A locked phone is restricted to being used to a specific mobile carrier by having software that prevents them from working with other networks. It is tied to a specific carrier, such as Verizon or AT&T. You can only use SIM cards from that carrier. It is often sold at a discounted price or under a contract or financing plan. It may be locked to ensure that user stays with the carrier until the phone is paid off. An unlocked phone can be used with any compatible carrier. It can use SIM cards from any compatible carrier, domestic or international. It's ideal for traveling, switching carriers, or using prepaid plans. It must be fully paid off to request unlocking from the carrier if originally purchased as locked. Many wireless technologies, including cell phones, use a cellular topology where an area is divided into cells. A broadcast device is located at the center and broadcasts in all directions to form an invisible circle or cell. All network devices located within the cell communicate with the network through the central station or hub. Cells are interconnected with the rest of the network infrastructure. If cells are overlapped, devices may roam from cell to cell while maintaining connection to the network. A dead zone is an area that isn't receiving cell signal. It is caused by being too far away or being blocked by a building, mountain, or something else in the environment. When you purchase a phone, you select options that will provision for the phone. This will include cellular data, the amount of cellular data, mobile hotspot tethering, the maximum number of SMS texts that can be sent, and so on. Bars measure how many decibels of power your phone is getting from the cell phone tower it connects to. The bars can be a little misleading. If you're having problems connecting or downloading, try the following. Toggle airplane mode or reboot your phone. Get a new SIM card or clean the current SIM card. Change your G. Try 3G, LTE, 4G, 5G Auto, or 5G. Use Wi-Fi instead of cellular. Update the system. If your phone is older, considering buying a new one. Check your battery if it's low. If it's low, charge it. Buy a cellular booster and try removing the case or cover, particularly if your case is made of metal. Global System for Mobile Communications, or GSM, and Code Division Multiple Access, or CDMA, were the dominant radio systems for 2G and 3G mobile networks. In the US, this meant incompatibility between carriers. Phones from AT&T that use GSM didn't work on Verizon that use CDMA network, and vice versa. These legacy systems are now being shut down as the industry transitions fully to 4G LTE and 5G, which are more unified and compatible worldwide. GSM had 90% of the market with worldwide coverage, which was used by AT&T and T-Mobile in the United States. It used multiplexing where everyone gets this little slice of time. CDMA was used by Verizon and Sprint, which was popular in the United States. Each call uses a different code. The codes are used to filter each call on the receiving side. It requires a little bit more processing. Modern mobile devices rely on configuration files to manage network connectivity and roaming capabilities. Two key components are the Product Release Instructions file, or PRI, and the Preferred Roaming List, or PRL. The Product Release Instructions define which frequencies and radio bands the device is allowed to use, including the default PRL settings. It configures device-specific carrier settings to ensure optimal performance. It's typically pushed over the air or OTA by the carrier. Preferred roaming list is a prioritized list of networks and carriers your device can connect to. It contains service provider IDs or SIDs and system priorities. It specifies which roaming partners are allowed or preferred. It controls how a device selects a network when outside the home area. Devices were updated via OTA or via carrier-specific dial code such as star 228 for some CDMA networks. Provisioning is defined as the process of setting up new IT resources either locally or in the cloud. Device provisioning is setting up a device like a tablet, display, sensor, or handset to work in a specific manner. The primary business for service provider is to sell connectivity. The sale of mobile devices become a secondary revenue stream that primarily designed to enable users to access that connectivity. Provisioning is part of the deployment process, whereas the collection of steps required before the device is ready for use for distributing new hardware to end users. The first step of device provisioning is enrollment, where the device is registered with your particular service or organization. If you reach your data cap, your device download and upload speed may be throttled significantly and/or may need to pay for additional capacity. If you think you're using more data than you did before, you should look at any applications that have been recently added to your phone. Many mobile devices that connect to the cellular network have a specific amount of text messages and the data sent and received in the user's specific rate plan. To view how much data has been used in iOS, click Settings, Cellular, and Cellular Data. For Androids, click Settings, Data Usage. Short Message Service, or SMS, is a text messaging service that allows users to send short, text-only messages to other mobile phones. SMS is a widely used technology for sending brief messages and is often referred to as texting. Characteristics of SMS messages include: SMS is a standardized technology, meaning it's compatible with most mobile devices and networks. SMS messages are sent over cellular networks, not requiring an internet connection. SMS messages are typically limited to 160 characters. While SMS is for text messages, Multimedia Message Service, or MMS, allows for sending richer context like pictures and videos. Most mobile devices use the 802.11 wireless standard to connect to a wireless network over 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz ranges. It can connect to home or corporate networks. Data rates depend on the technology used, distance from the access point, and obstacles between the access point and device. When you connect to home wireless networks or corporate networks, you'll have to specify the name of the wireless network or service set identifier, or SSID, the type of security used, and a known passkey for the network. A not recommended wireless security protocol is WEP, which was the initial attempt at wireless security and discovered a security weakness within a few months. Recommended wireless security protocols used today include Wi-Fi Protected Access, or WPA, as an interim standard prior to the ratification of 802.11i standard, WPA, which provides strong data encryption via Temporal Key Integrity Protocol, or TKIP. Wi-Fi Protected Access 2, or WPA2, provided enhanced data encryption via Advanced Encryption Standard, or AES, which meets the Federal Information Standard, or FIPS, 140-2 requirements of some government agencies. Wi-Fi Protected Access 2, or WPA3, provides even more enhancements including brute force protection and public network privacy. WPA2 and WPA3, if your device supports it, are recommended over others. WPA Enterprise, WPA2 Enterprise, and WPA3 Enterprise use 802.1x, which provides an authentication framework for wireless LANs. It's usually used in corporate environments. It allows the user to be authenticated by central authorities such as a Radius server. Enterprise mode uses two sets of keys, the session keys and group keys. The session keys are unique to each client associated between an access point and a wireless client. Group keys are shared among all clients connected to the same access point. Both set of keys are generated dynamically and are rotated to help safeguard the integrity of keys over time. The encryption keys could be supplied through a certificate or a smart card. You get an authentication failed error when connecting to a Wi-Fi connection. You should try the following. For a corporate environment or other environments with multiple devices, determine if other devices can connect to your wireless environment. Make sure you're using the correct SSID and password. Turn airplane mode on and then off again. Restart your phone. Select Forget the Wi-Fi network for your phone by deleting it from the list of saved networks. Then reconnect your device to the network. Reset network settings by deleting all network-related information. Settings, System, Reset Options, Reset Wi-Fi, Mobile, and Bluetooth. Restart the network Wi-Fi hardware and verify the Wi-Fi settings. Check to see if you have reached the maximum devices supported by your router. Change the Wi-Fi channel. Check for OS updates and factory reset your phone. You can turn your phone into a Wi-Fi hotspot where other devices can tether off of the hotspot to connect to the internet. Your phone becomes a personal wireless router to extend the cellular data network to all of your devices. If allowed and enabled by your network provider, it may require additional charges and data costs. You should keep it off when not in use. You should use a strong password that is not easy to guess. A virtual private network, or VPN, conceals internet data traveling to and from your device. VPN software lives on your device, either being a computer or mobile device. It creates a virtual tunnel or connection to your corporation and encrypts data between the devices in the corporation since the data is transmitted over the internet. In other words, it extends the corporate network to the device. It prevents someone who captures data from reading the data, which is unreadable to anyone who may want to intercept it. Mobile devices do not provide much for external connectors for mobile accessories. Instead, it's generally expected that you'll connect accessories via Bluetooth and possibly near-field communications, or NFC. Bluetooth is a wireless technology standard used for exchanging data between fixed and mobile devices over short distances. Purpose is to replace the cables that normally connect devices while still keeping the communication secure between them. Using UHF radio waves in the industrial, scientific, and medical radio bands from 2.402 GHz to 2.480 GHz in building personal area networks, or PANs. Traditionally, range is about 30 feet or 10 meters, but newer versions of Bluetooth can go much further. However, mobile devices try to conserve power, so most mobile devices will not have the much higher distances found on desktop or laptop computers. Maximum communication range is also depending on obstacles. Its lower power also makes it far less prone to suffering from or causing interference with other wireless devices. Discoverable mode is the state within Bluetooth technology integrated devices that enables Bluetooth devices to search, connect, and transfer data with each other. Discoverable mode is used to propagate the availability of a Bluetooth device and to establish a connection with another device. The process of connecting two Bluetooth devices is called pairing. Turn on the Bluetooth and make sure it's discoverable. To know how to make the device discoverable, read the device user manual. View the list of discoverable devices nearby, and enter a pin from one device to the other to pair. In Apple iOS, you would access Settings, General Bluetooth. Ensure that Bluetooth is enabled. In the Devices field, select the device and pair. You may have to enter a passkey or PIN. In Androids, you would access Settings, Wireless and Network, and Bluetooth settings. Ensure that Bluetooth is enabled. Select Scan Devices and select the device once it appears and click Accept. You may have to enter a passkey or PIN. A battery pack, also known as a power bank, is essentially a portable battery that stores electrical energy, which can be used to charge your phone on the go via USB connection, wired, or wireless if supported. While a battery pack comes in handy when power outlets are limited, you should use power packs to charge your phone at public places like airports. Battery packs will help keep you secure by avoiding using public USB ports that can be risky due to juice jacking. Juice jacking is when hackers can modify public USB ports or cables to install malware or steal data when you're plugged into the compromised port. Question: you go on vacation and you notice the website that you visit is taking a long time to download and the phone no longer says LTE in the corner. You try connecting to a local hotspot and the website loads significantly faster. What is the problem? Answer: weak signal. Question: you got a new phone. When you're not connected to Wi Fi, you cannot access the internet. When you connect to Wi Fi, you have no problems. You can send and receive calls and text messages in both situations. What is most likely the problem? Answer: the smartphone was not provisioned with a data plan. Question: what contains a list of service provider IDs and prioritized systems that devices may access and specifies what other companies you can connect to or roam? Answer: preferred roaming list or PRL. Question: you have an ID department issued corporate smartphone that has connectivity issues. The device functions on Wi Fi, but all connectivity to cloud service was lost as soon as the device was taken off site. Which of the following issues was most likely affecting the device? Answer: the device never had a proper SIM card installed. Question: you're using a PAN to connect a group of users on a field project. Which of the following services should you activate on the mobile device to share the internet data connection? Answer: Hotspot. For more information, refer to these sites. In summary, smartphones are mini computers that are all in one unit. Subscriber Identity Module or Subscriber Identification Module, also known as SIM cards, contains a unique serial number or ICCID and an International Mobile Subscriber Entity or IMSI number. Most wireless carriers currently support both 3G and 4G technology. 4G is the current standard. When you purchase a phone, you select options that will be provisioned for the phone. This would include cellular data, the amount of cellular data, mobile hotspot and tethering, and the number of SMS texts. Product Release Instructions, or PRI, configuration file is a file that contains what frequencies can be used and the default preferred roaming list, or PRL, to use. Preferred roaming list, or PRL, includes service provider IDs and prioritized systems that devices may access and specifies what other companies you can connect to or roam. You can turn your phone into a Wi-Fi hotspot where other devices can tether off of the hotspot to connect to the internet. Thank you for watching this video. The next video will be Mobile Devices Part 2, Mobile Phone Apps and Capabilities. If you like this video, click the like button, and if you have not already, subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel. Thank you.